Are you ready? In the red corner, representing faithful followers around the globe, moral values and all that is wholesome, and smelling of sweet vanilla extract, the Mormon. And in the blue corner, representing all that is rational, sane, and scientific, and crushing the beliefs of children everywhere, the Atheist. Destroying all that is good and honorable in podcasting, and hailed by critics nowhere as one of the year's 10 best. Ladies and gentlemen, we give to you the Mormon and the Atheist. You may begin composing your hate mail now.
All right, welcome to another amazing episode of The Mormon and the Atheist. I am David Anthony, the Atheist, the one who is full of immoral vices and will probably be going to a non-existent hell. And with me is the amazing Sarah, the Mormon. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing lovely,
Excellent, as always. You can always find us on iTunes. You can send us your email ideas at mormonatheist@yahoo.com. Find us on the web at blog.mormonandatheist.com, or you can follow us on Twitter if you so desire at Mormon and Atheist. So, friend.
Yes, friend.
Mormon.
Atheist.
Let's talk about sex. Oh, yeah.
You always have the best topics.
I do. This topic was actually suggested by a dear friend of mine, Eliza. I will,
Thanks, Eliza. I'm going to thank her later.
Let's thank her. I'm not going to say her last name because there's a good chance she may not want to be associated with the show.
I don't want to be
I will
associated with...
protect her anonymity and just say, Eliza, we thank you for today's topic. Anybody out there has ideas they want to hear discussed, submit your suggestions through Twitter. You can either just send us a DM on Twitter or mention us, or send us an email. We'd love to hear your show topic ideas. We're always looking for new and interesting topics, whether it's something that's always been burning inside of you that you just want to hear discussed, or if it's a relevant news topic, some sort of cultural event. Send us your ideas. We'd love to hear it. As I mentioned, today's topic is...
It's not just sex, it's premarital
Right,
sex.
It's not just sex. We're specifically talking about premarital sex. Sex before you are married. Is it a good idea? Is it not a good idea? Is it immoral? Is it not immoral? That is today's show topic. I, for one, am all for it.
Okay, and your argument? What good comes of it? Okay, just for the record, I'm going to start off. I am not for it. Surprise.
What? This is news to me.
The Mormon believes you should wait.
I am shocked beyond belief.
And I actually have some reasons for why I believe that.
You do not.
But I want to hear your opinion first. Go ahead. So this way you won't interrupt me.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. There's no inherent...
Okay, there are several things that are wrong with it.
No, there is not.
Yes, there are. Because, first of all, I was looking online because I know with you, the only thing I can use is facts and figures and studies and numbers.
That doesn't work with me.
Here. Yes, that's all you hear. I can't say... this is what I believe, or this is what's in the Bible.
But you are a Mormon, so I'm assuming that your belief system is somehow rooted as well into your...
My belief system is definitely tied into why
that's what the listeners want to hear.
But there are also reasons...
So give us both. We want to hear both.
Yeah, okay, I will give you both. But first of all, there's been multiple studies that show that sexual activity actually slows down a teenager's development. You know, psychologically, socially, academically... that when a young person becomes sexually active, their performance in school actually goes down, relationships deteriorate. So this has actually been shown over and over again that young people, they're really too mature to deal with, the powerful sex drive, and that dominates their life. That's been shown in multiple studies.
Are they linking that as a cause? Because correlation does not necessarily denote causation.
Yes, I do.
They're saying that premarital sex is definitely the reason that's leading to a decline in their performance.
Yes, they're saying
or
there's a difference between kids who are sexually active and kids who are not. There's a difference in their school performance and in their relationship with their family and their friends. That basically the argument is that sex dominates their life when they're involved, and they can't focus on anything else.
Okay.
Which, going back to when I look at high school, going back to the people I knew.
All the sex you had.
Yes. All of it.
Yeah.
There was so much.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I looked at the people I knew who were really serious and good at school and who were high-performing achievers, the majority of those people were waiting. And when I look at a lot of the partiers and the people who weren't focused, they weren't. There really was a difference between the groups of people that I associated with in high school. I noticed and saw a difference.
You could say that about anything. You could say that about any activity that takes them away from doing schoolwork. You could say that about video games. You could say that about extracurricular activities like sports.
So you're saying
the focus is not about sex, it's about something other than focusing on your studies, on your schoolwork.
Yes, but that was one thing that seemed to be a common denominator amongst all those people, where sex was the most important thing to them. That was something that was part of their life.
Okay, I masturbated a lot in high school.
Okay.
It was a primary focus. I still did well. I was on the honor roll. Now, if another person was on the receiving end.
Now, I've never read anything about masturbation, and I didn't see anything about studies with masturbation and development, but I did see several studies. I can email them if you'd like.
We can post them on our blog.
So that was one reason why, just for teenagers, especially. I think the younger you are, the worse the idea is.
Okay.
And your brain doesn't even fully develop, and you don't even make real rash, logical decisions until your mid-20s. That's when your brain really fully develops.
Yeah, but
how can you make a decision that is based strictly on hormones?
I would also interject that a lot of adults make very stupid decisions.
They do make stupid decisions, but I think
I would say that there are also very mature teenagers who can make good decisions.
Yes, but wouldn't it be more helpful to make those decisions once your brain is fully developed and you know how to deal with consequences and making better educated decisions?
Are you saying at age 15, 16, you didn't know right from wrong?
I did, but I did not. I definitely had a better understanding of consequences and choices and decisions when I was early 20s.
Look, I think it's a case-by-case basis. Some people are just more equipped and some aren't. I don't think you can generalize and say that, look, all teenagers are ill-equipped to deal with mature decisions.
Okay, that is something that has been proven over and over again, that a teenager's brain is not as fully developed. You can't argue that.
Oh, I can't? Go ahead.
Dear friend.
There's a difference between a developed brain and having experience and worldly wisdom.
Okay, so
is sex a huge decision?
I think it is a big decision.
Why? Why is it a big decision?
Change. Once you become sexually active, so many things change. And here's one thing. We always hear about the physical implication, unwanted pregnancies, STDs, but we don't look at the emotional impact and effects of premarital sex, which especially on youth there's a bigger emotional impact. And I briefly talked to you about the whole studies done on oxytocin, the love hormone. Mm-hmm. And that is, your body only produces this hormone, at least in women, during 2 times nursing and sex. Mm-hmm. And it's basically a bonding hormone to bond the woman to either her baby or her partner. And so women can't have emotionless sex. There is an actual chemical response.
Yes.
And I think teenagers go into this thinking they can have meaningless emotional sex. It is not
emotionless sex.
Emotionless, sorry.
It's okay. That's why I'm here.
Yes, you are so supportive and so sweet.
That's right. I care for you.
I can feel the support.
As I'm your safety net.
Trying to defend my stand.
I have one hand pulling you up and one hand pushing you down.
Yes, this is why we work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so back to the study, and I found one article that was particularly helpful, and they were talking about how during sex, the body creates, it's like a socially bonding hormone, oxytocin, known as
Which
the love
is
hormone.
also, it's a stimulant. It's also what causes women after they orgasm to want to be chatty with their partner.
Really? I did not know that.
But the male produces the hormone tryptophan when he orgasms.
And he wants to go to sleep.
Which is a sedative, and he wants to go to sleep.
It's a great combination.
So women have to understand we're sleepy. There's a reason we're sleepy.
And they just want to talk and cuddle.
They want to. They're yes, because oxytocin's been released into the bloodstream. They're all jacked up. They want to keep going.
Okay, but the point I wanted to make is that teenagers are going into this not realizing that they're creating emotional bonds and connections, and that has an impact on them afterwards. So like this article was even talking about this one prairie animal and humans. They're the two that have actually been shown to produce this oxytocin, so that, you know, the bond lasts until the offspring goes off, you know, on its own, whatever. So getting down to it, sex is an emotional experience, and I think a lot of teenagers don't look at the emotional impact, and I don't think that we can fully understand the full realm of that emotional impact. And I can't tell you how many times I have heard people regret having sex with them. I've heard that multiple times, but I've never heard a single one of my married friends who waited express regret that they didn't play the field more or didn't have more. I've never heard that once.
You've had married friends who moved up their wedding date.
Yes. I had
just to have sex.
I had one married friend, and I did not agree with this.
But...
yes, they moved up their wedding date because I think he couldn't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, the reason to get married is not just to have sex. Okay, that's a bad reason. And that's the only problem where I sometimes feel like people who are waiting might hurry up.
Yes.
So no, I don't agree with that. But anyways, okay, there's my 2 cents on why it's more the emotional experience, and I don't think that teenagers can handle that.
Okay.
So go ahead and rip it apart.
I'm not going to rip it. The only thing I want to just address is premarital sex does not necessarily just denote teenagers. You can get married at 30 and still...
No, I definitely understand, but I think the issue we have with premarital sex today is the majority of teenagers.
Okay, well then we have to make a distinction when we say, should teenagers be having sex? Because somebody at 30 who still isn't married, would you not agree, is more emotionally equipped to handle premarital sex?
Yes, I would say that.
So then you're saying that there are exceptions to premarital sex?
No, wait a minute.
But your whole argument was just based on the fact that you're not emotionally ready because people aren't ready to deal yet with the emotional impact of sex. But I'm saying somebody at 30 is.
Okay, yes, but there are different reasons why at 30. I think the same reasons apply when you're a teenager, but when you're older. I look at the whole premarital sex, is it recreational or, recreation? What is the purpose of it? And definitely from the religious perspective. Yes.
Somebody who's 30, isn't married, has been saving themselves. What is wrong with having premarital sex?
Okay, so here's where you wanted to know the religious perspective.
Yes.
And I will tie in once again stats and numbers that support it.
Okay.
I from the religious perspective, you learn that sex is, a powerful tool for creating intimacy and to procreate, and that it should be used within the confines of marriage. Mm-hmm. And I do think that sex has 2 purposes: to procreate and to develop intimacy, and 2 things that I think should be reserved for a committed couple, which, as we talked last time, there's a difference between committed and married, and I believe that...
Did you want to take 5 minutes to...
No, I did not.
Clarify any points you had in the last podcast that maybe didn't get through?
Thank you for being so...
I thought I'd offer it up to you. Sarah's 5 minutes.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm okay. I will just keep what I said last time.
Okay.
Anyways, I love the whole idea that... But we're in love and we're committed. We love each other. We should express that love. And I really think about if you really love... Okay, premarital sex it seems a little more selfish to me and not so much loving. Because if you really love someone, real love, like it says in the Bible...
What is real love?
It's patient, kind, doesn't seek itself. It doesn't that whole scripture.
Sure.
Anyway, so I think true love really would be